Hey guys, it's Kristen. It is August 1st, 2023. It is 3:41 p.m. I should have been doing this like 3 hours ago, but I'm procrastinating a little bit. No, really, I've just been like talking to spirit. And so sometimes like whenever I'm connecting, uh, uh, I lose track of time sometimes like that. So, and by the way, welcome Aquarius full moon today. Astrology wise, this is a weird time for us, right? So a lot of aspects that I would say is not that favorable at the moment. So a lot of us are not feeling ourselves or normal selves or really the however your normal is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so but it's full moon Aquarius. I've got it, I've got my Venus, Mars, and Saturn in Aquarius in the ninth house. So anyways. So yeah, yes, I'm wearing extensions. You know what's funny is, well, I guess it's not really funny, but I I used to wear extensions all the time back when in my younger days, like 20. I think I started wearing them at 19. I started wearing my extensions at 19. And I stopped doing it after I had Wiley because I just don't have time. Like I don't have enough time to do that. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like, just want to do something different. Wanted to like, and I'm wearing an outfit right now that I had bought this I forgot what they're called. It has like the little tassel things on them. And I had got this, I think at Boot Farm or Boot Barn or whatever it's called. But no, like I tried this on and I remember I think it was like 6 months after I had 6 months after I had Wolf. And for some reason after I had Wolf, for the life of me, I could not lose weight. With Wiley, it was like 6 months, not even, wait, hold on. Whoa, not even 6 months. It was like the first month I was back to my like pre-pregnancy weight. But my stomach was forever never the same. So that was pretty difficult, still is, to deal with. Aquarius is bringing up a lot of that stuff too, with image, how you feel about yourself, so yeah, anyways, I got this, I tried on this dress and I was like, oh my god, I love that dress. And at that time, and this was back in 2021, and it really didn't fit me. It was a little bit like I was a little bit too big for it, so it was discouraging because nobody really likes that. And I still got it because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lose weight. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get back to where I want to be. So I got it anyways because I just want, almost as like a reminder. And I wore this once, like my mind is just not. Months ago. Okay, I wore this once months ago, and and well, this is like just like a tank top thing, but I put this under it because I thought, I don't know, I thought I liked it better like that. But anyways, I'm fucking scattered right now. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah. So anyways, I got the dress, and I have actually went to the doctor last 2 weeks, and when you go to the doctor, you have to get weighed. That's not the fun part. You don't want to. I don't like to look at the scale. I just don't, because to me it's just a number, and it's more about how you look and feel, and if you're healthy and your blood work and everything's coming out healthy and you like how you look. I feel like that's why worry about the scale, because then that causes some issues. It may not cause issues for everybody, but for me, definitely, whenever I was younger, I'm not saying I'm old, but like younger, I was obsessed with looking at the scale and being like, oh my gosh, I need to lose 5 pounds, or I need to lose 10 pounds. But so yeah, I don't like looking at the scale. So anyways, I've been going to the gym a lot since like March of this year. And like one of my next goals, because right now I know I have one big goal here with getting off my Suboxone after being in pain management for 9 years. My next big goal is to get like in the best shape of my life. And I'm going to get there anyways, because when I have a goal, I do it, and I get there and I do it. And so that's just me. Yeah. So yeah, after I had Wolf, it was really hard to lose weight. I was not able to lose weight, and it was really discouraging. And body issues have always been something that's been difficult for me for a long time. And it's discouraging when people are like, oh yeah, right, you body issues. Like, yeah. My mom was always hating on herself, criticizing herself, always was talking like never happy with how she looked. It was always like just not good enough. And when you have a parent, things just come on to you. So I took that on where, I was a 00 at 15 years old, and I would sit there and look at myself, and I would say, if I just lost 10 more pounds, I would be happy. I would be good. Come to find out, I would lose 5 or 10 pounds, and maybe happy. Okay. But then it's, oh, but I need to do this thing now because I don't like that. And so now I need to do that, so then I can be happy. And then I just find different things about myself that try to fix, or think that if I got to a certain place or area, or looked a different way, or got to some fucking thing in my head that, oh, that's when I would be happy, or that's when I would be good. And that took a long time to process what I was doing, which was not healthy. And it was a process of not loving myself, or self-worth issues, and learning to be happy even if I'm not happy, or even if it's not where I exactly want to be at. So what I started doing, was it last year? No, a lot of this year, I was like, okay, especially after my mom passed away last year, worked on a lot of healing all last year, and part all this year too. But I really started to kind of look at it differently. and say, okay, well, I'm going to love how I look now, where I'm at with my weight, because I need to love myself where I'm at right now. So when I do get to where I want to be in my goal, then it's still going to be a happy, healthy process. Because if I can't love where I'm at now with my weight and where I was at, then when I even got to my goal, do you think I would love myself then when I got to my goal if I didn't love myself when I started? Do you think I would? Do you think? No. So I had to change a mindset on that and said, okay, well, I got to love myself. I got to love myself now and how I look. And that's hard sometimes whenever you're not, you want to be there, you're going to get there, but you want to be there now. You want to get there. It's like almost like an impatient thing, but or impulsive, if you're really like rebellious and impulsive, and especially Aquarius loves distance and traveling and innovation and community and helping others, and Aquarius. But yeah, anyways, that kind of goes in with what I'm going to talk about. I had messages being sent all last weekend. And like I said, when I get messages sent to me, I want to make sure that I got the full message. So I sit with it and I make sure that, okay, is there anything that I ask myself questions, because when I come on here and I speak, I want to be able to know that I'm not coming from a like an ego standpoint, or like it's for other people to help, and it's not, so yeah, anyways. Yeah, and I know we were talking about my outfit, but anyways, with Aquarius, I was feeling myself. I was feeling myself last night, and I know I'm sorry I did not post last night. I literally had planned to film and post last night, and I was laying in bed with Wiley, and we're going to sleep. Like, I was like, I'm pretending to go to sleep because I had my hair in, my makeup was fully done. I was literally ready to go film. So it's like, I'm going to pretend that I'm going to go to sleep. So when he falls asleep, I'm going to leave the room and he's not going to know. And I'm going to film and post. And that was my plan. Yeah, we all know. So yeah. I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I was very confused. What just happened? I guess I was in a coma. I don't know. I woke up. I woke up at 6 and I was like, what just happened? Where am I? And I was like, oh, great. I did not film last night and I fell asleep. But you know what? I obviously needed that sleep. I needed that sleep because I have not been really sleeping very well, especially being on Suboxone, like lowering it and cutting it down. I have not really been sleeping well, and I have been getting restless legs. So first off, I want to reiterate the situation with the Suboxone, because people have this thing with Suboxone, and they're telling me, why are you even talking about your, your health problems and all of that? You talk, too much. I don't really care, because here's the thing is, I speak out and talk about these things and do all of that because it may help someone. And if you have a problem with that, that's your problem. That's not mine. So it's your problem with that too. Don't listen, or fast forward, or go bother someone else. It's just, this is important stuff that's happening right now, especially if you don't know anything about the healthcare system or pain management or the opioid epidemic, then you don't understand, or you're showing that you don't care. Either way, I do this because it may help someone, and I may be able to help others. Who knows? I may be able to help others one day to figure, they can see me and they can go, oh my gosh, she did it. She did it without having to go to a rehab or a facility, and I did it all on my own. I mean, yes, I had to go to the doctor and do all of that, but I did it on my own with 2 kids by myself. So, Suboxone, first off, if you've done your research, and instead of just spewing out your shit without looking at your research here, look at your research, and you'll find out that Suboxone was actually made, first off, for people with pain. So they started in the very beginning with pain management. I think that was back in the 80s. I'm not 100% remember. And like I said, you can do your own research and you can look this shit up. So, and then they found out that it actually works really well with people who have addictions and withdrawals. So that's when they started to move it in that direction instead of pain management. And the thing is I was in pain management. I was actually on pain medication before I went into pain management. So I was like 21 on pain medicine. And when Obama was doing all of the opioid epidemic stuff, or, that was becoming like a huge, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep messing with the mic, but the opioid epidemic thing was growing, and the DEA and all of that, like, my doctor couldn't prescribe me anymore. So I had to go to pain management. And that's when I went to pain management. And I had, like I said, I got injured whenever I was on the high steppers on kick line, back whenever I was 14, 15 years old. And so I had to quit dancing at 16. I was 16 because I was having so much pain. I couldn't figure out answers. It took seven years to get answers. And this is another big, huge problem with the healthcare system. It took 7 years for me to get an answer because I was too young to have those kind of pain issues. And come to find out, I had disc degenerative disease. I had my L4 and L5, moderate disc bulge discs. And then 2 years later, it went into osteoarthritis. And then I had my upper back and neck, and found out I had some kind of something with my neck. I guess I was born with like something with like I can't even call it. I'll have to look again, but it actually causes migraine. It can cause severe migraines, because I started getting migraines at 18, and I always thought it was hormonal from the endometriosis PCOS, which it actually still can be, and it also can be stress, but it's just it finally validated, like, okay, this can be why I had headaches and migraines, and that's not fun to deal with either. I've dealt with that, and I had something else. I can't remember on my upper, but yeah, like I actually have, some actual legit, really injury, and it was valid while I was on pain medication. So anybody that wants to come at me and act like I was a drug addict, no. I sit there and say that there are definitely patients and people who need to be on pain medication because of their problems and issues. The problem with me is I'm very young, and it was killing me. It was killing me. And it was causing more health problems and more issues. And I just didn't want to be on it anymore because it was another thing of feeling just numb all the time, never feeling like I wanted to ever do anything, or it just not a life to live. And I made that decision that I was going to get off, and that's not easy. A lot of people relapse multiple times, or can't do it. It's hard. It is fucking hard. But you have to be determined. And you have to want that. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen. But if you want it, you're going to do everything you can to get there. And sometimes, especially with life in general, because life happens to all of us, there's certain situations and things that come in, whether that's people, your job, whatever it is. There's certain things that sometimes happen out of nowhere that you didn't expect to happen, and it may put you in a spot where it may take a little bit longer to get something that you wanted, or get to that place, or whatever it is. And just like with me, I knew there was no way I was going to get off this stuff anytime soon, especially with how long I've been doing, like, taking medication. And yeah, there's no way. There's just no way my body could handle that. And I knew it was going to take time. But the most important thing is taking the baby steps. The baby steps are the most important steps, because you can't take long strides unless you do baby steps first, right? And you actually have to do it, and you have to do the work. And that goes with anything that you see that you want, or that you have a goal for. And I mean, that's pretty much. So yeah, I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun. But me speaking about this hopefully can help some people one day. And if people are interested into wanting to know, like, way more about how I did all of that, and I can eventually talk about that, or I can do it. I can even do it now, or do it later, or whatever. But it's been a long process, and I'm like right there. It's really cool because it feels like whenever you're doing like a 5-mile run, or what is it, those 10K runs, or it doesn't matter either way, and you see the finish line, you're like right there. everybody's like cheering, like, yeah. And you have that like really exciting, but you're really exhausted, you're really tired, and you just want to be done, but you're like excited and you're ready to go and you're ready to get there. That's how I feel right now. That's exactly where I'm at right now. But I'm also in this like really uncomfortable place that is not fun at all. At all. And I'm just excited to finally like be done with this, to be done with it and not have something, a feeling like something is that has control over me. Because I feel that that's the other thing is it's it's the fact also of having to rely on something to take every day. And that was a huge thing I did not like. And that's also probably the Aquarius in me too, is not liking that, not liking to be told what to do sometimes, like rebellion and authority issues. So, and also I was having things like, what if this changes? Because there's a lot of changes going on right now in pain management and in the healthcare system. And honestly, it's a really scary thing right now. And I had a feeling they may take that away. And what's going to happen? And I did not want that. And so but they may not, who knows? But I knew, I was like, I don't want something that can control me. I don't want something that can make me feel a certain way. And I'm just proud of myself because it's been a long journey. It's been a long since 2019. But I fought hard. And I feel like that's been my life in general, is there's certain things that I've wanted to do and that I'm doing, and I feel like I have to fight. I have to fight to get it. I have to fight to get there. But it's worth it. Once I get there, it's worth it. And that's why I teach. I teach that. I try to be that example. I be that and show you guys. Like, I'm just, not only am I speaking and talking and saying, hey, but I've done it or doing it. And that's the most important thing as well. Right? And Aquarius is all about being yourself, showing up and being yourself and who you are, exactly who you are. And people right now are very scared to show that. It's just very weird. It doesn't really make sense why people are so scared to be themselves or show who they are, or to even admit certain things about yourself. I've always said this as, it's okay. It's okay to admit when you're wrong, when you fucked up, when you made a mistake, or it's okay to admit that you've got these kind of issues or cycles or whatever. But as long as you're working on it and you're taking the steps, that's more important. And as long as you're being yourself and you're speaking your truth and walking in your truth, that's the most important. But a lot of people don't know how to do that, or they just either don't want to either. Or they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to deal with it. Especially with whatever's going on in your life, whatever's going on in your life. And whoever's saying, I don't want to talk about that, I don't want to deal with that, I don't want to look at that. Oh, it'll be okay. Oh, that'll be fine. You really think that it's going to be fine? You keep telling yourself that. You keep telling yourself that it'll be fine. You're not going to look at it. Things that you don't look at that you should, and then you act like it should be fine or it's fine. That's not you're not being in your integrity. You're not being in your integrity. And I know that there's uncomfortable things for some people that they don't want to either express or show or even say. But I've always said it. Do you want to continue to stay and comfortable and be unhappy? Or do you speak up and you start making the changes on the things that you know you need to change or work on or to get to what you want? And start doing that, because doing that, you're fully being in yourself and you're choosing yourself and you're choosing the things that you want, where you want to go and what you want to do. Because no one can decide that for you except for yourself. And you can't blame other people either. You can't blame your parents. You can't blame your friends. You can't blame your family. You can't even blame your fucking dog. You can't blame your neighbors. You gotta look in the mirror. You gotta look in the mirror. The only person you can blame is yourself. Yeah, the same thing as I talk about my childhood or friends or things that's happened. But the thing is I still take accountability for what that has attracted or what I've done. Because the same thing with with like partners is or relationships is I had to be honest, because a lot of us like to point the finger at the other person. Oh, well, you that narcissist, that. But guess what? Like, the whole narcissist shit is, we all have narcissistic traits in us. All of us. Like I said, we all have light and dark. We all have a certain amount of narcissism. But yes, there is definitely narcissist out there, but not everyone is a narcissist. But it is valid, and it's still valid to tell your story. It definitely is. But I'm just saying, because we all have that. But it's whether you want to admit that shit or not. Some people like to admit, oh, well, I'm a good person. You're a good person, but you still got fucking shadow shit. You still got your dark side. What are those? Can you admit it? Can you admit your issues and your problems to yourself? Can you admit that? Can you at least admit it to yourself? I've been doing this for the last year. And it's time, guys. It's time to actually it's time. Here's the thing is, there's times for me to be positive and hopeful and encouraging. And I always am always encouraging, sympathetic, empathetic, and I'm always that. But there are also times that I need to be the, the mother, the stern mother, because I want what's best. I want what's best for everyone. So yes, there's times that I have to be that way. So I hope some people can understand and know that this is serious. And I understand too that there is a collective out there that does not want to do that and is not going to get there. And that's okay. But it's for the people who do want to get there or who want that, or who's still struggling with that. You got to be honest with yourself. That's the only time you're going to have breakthroughs. And it doesn't, and that's the other thing is I've worked on healing. I've been honest. I have said things that I shadow stuff, self-sabotage, patterns, behaviors, cycles, things that I've done. Maybe I was unconscious of most of my life, but I'm hoping whenever I've been bringing all of this up the last year, that I may say something that hopefully for one person, it opens something up for them to hopefully help them heal or see the patterns and behaviors and the things that they have done so they can work on themselves and do better and be better, because that's what I want, is the best for everyone, because that's the whole point, right? The whole point is being this whole time of spirituality is to help and speak up, be yourself. Doesn't matter how fucking weird you are. Be yourself. Not everyone's going to like you or love you or give a shit or even listen to you at all. And there's going to be people who criticize you, who hate on you, who just don't like you or dislike you or whatever it is. Misconstrued what you say, project, assume. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you know your truth and who you are, it does not matter what anyone else thinks. Because the thing is people will see. People will see the ones who are themselves, who speak the truth, who not only speak, but walk in their truth and do, are the ones that move forward. The ones that do not, purgatory. And that sucks. And I'm here to help the ones in purgatory. And I'm here to hopefully can get people to come together, because we have been divided and separated for too long. I don't know if people are waking up yet, because there is far more to this. What do you think COVID was about? Yes, there was a real, with people getting sick. But if you look in between all of that and remember what they lied about the whole time, and everything else, do you really think everything is okay? Everything will be okay if you're being yourself and you're doing what you feel is right and just. But Aquarius, if we remember, Aquarius is community and bringing people together. There's no more introverts that win in this. It's the people that are extroverts. And there's times to be introverted, especially as a water sign, because there's times I got to be I got to be alone because I got to get energy out. I got to space out sometimes. People may not understand that, but I got to space out and I got to daydream and I got to listen to music and I got to be in with the universe. So that's part of it. But the rest of it, I got to be out and I got to be doing whatever the universe and God leads me to do. And I know that he's going to send me the people that are also doing that. And I just hope that you guys are doing that and really honestly being honest with yourself. Because I know we're all going through something that you're probably questioning, and that's the other thing is a lot of people are maybe going, oh, I just want that, or fantasizing about something that's better. And we need to understand is everything that we have right now is enough. And yes, there may be some things that we want to have or get, but we need to understand that if you can't be happy where you're at now, you're not going to be happy even later when you do get what you want or whatever it is. And this is what I talked about earlier, especially with my weight issues and all that. Like you have to be happy. You have to be happy where you're at now. If you can't be happy now, you really need to be honest with yourself. And if there are certain things that are happening in your life that you need to change and do it. And I just wanted to read real quick because I just got this. I was just told I needed to read. I needed to read this. I use, like I said, I use a few different apps on like for astrology and things like that. I have, so there's this app called Pattern, right? The Pattern. So it's called the Pattern. So ThePattern. And then it has this little sign. It looks like it's black and white. It's like a little, looks like a comma. But yeah, anyways, you put in your birth information, right? So you put in your birth information, and then it actually shows you by your astrology certain patterns, like patterns in what you look for and partners and your career, just in your personality in general. It's actually really neat. So if you want to check that out, you can do that yourself and on your phone. But I wanted to read mine for I was told to read mine for some reason. So here we go. So what is this? So Saturn conjunct Mars in Aquarius. This is one of my patterns here. So it says your most fulfilling relationships where you're truly able to be yourself will likely come later in life. Despite your best efforts, relationships probably haven't been easy for you. At times you may feel blocked, as if some barrier prevents you from finding a partner or connecting to the one you are with. It could be a literal boundary that inhibits you, like you meet someone ideal, but they live in a different city or are already involved with someone else. Or when you do genuinely bond with someone, it seems hard to maintain. Something gets in the way of it lasting, or you could continually feel dissatisfied. It might seem like something's missing, or maybe things just don't feel right. It's possible you feel more alone being in a relationship than when you're actually by yourself. But because you fear being on your own, you may stay in partnerships where you compromise your needs. You are attracted to someone who's different. They're elusive, even hard to figure out. But this unattainable quality is very intriguing for you. You want to date someone who stands out from the crowd. The average type just won't do. You might enjoy being challenged and find it stimulating to be around someone unique and innovative, but instead of being inspiring, the types you date or may have been with in the past often wind up being cold, unreliable, and controlling. They tend to be emotionally unavailable or caught up in being intellectual or different. Because they might need to prove how much they know, they may not be focused on bonding with you. When you try to relate to them or show any feelings, they often withdraw. They don't always notice the details or remember things that are important to you. As a result, you feel judged and alone. But you could find out that the qualities you sought in them are missing. They aren't as brilliant or interesting as you thought. You not only can't depend on them, you're also disappointed. They can be present one moment and spacey and disconnected the next, which tends to draw you in even more, but they may be insensitive and have a hard time staying in tune with you, or they may make you feel like you're not smart or interesting enough. If things get too intense, they can feel threatened and detach as a way of coping. This distance between you prevents emotional depth and intimacy. At times, you may feel like they're incapable of understanding you in a personal way and meeting your needs. They might struggle to relate to what you are feeling and instead try to get you to be more logical about your emotions. Alternatively, it's possible that instead of dating partners who act like this, you exhibit this kind of behavior in your relationships. You might try to prevent yourself from being in vulnerable situations or not feel comfortable letting go of control and becoming defensive. It's like you're taking on the characteristics of your own wound. You might struggle being intimate or push your partners away and criticize them. You might be emotionally unavailable, distant, or seem impossible to please. You could find that you're incredibly reactive to and overly influenced by your partners. What they think starts to matter more than it should, and you may look to them for permission or start basing your behavior on their needs instead of what you want. You may be making your partners the authority because you're afraid to take responsibility for yourself. This could be a reoccurring pattern in your life. Maybe you are with partners make you feel insecure, as if you're not enough, or if you're guarded and overly cautious in relationships, you may have unconsciously learned this behavior in response to your upbringing or a difficult relationship with a parent. Maybe you had a detached or controlling authority figure who made you feel unworthy. Or it's possible you grew up without the support you really needed, like one or both parents were emotionally unavailable or physically absent. In that case, you might have been left to figure things out on your own. You may have become self-reliant in response to pain of feeling abandoned, but your wound may be so deep that being emotionally alone is all you know and what you've come to expect from a relationship. Even now, your understanding of intimacy might be in response to the kind of survival mode. You might be blocked in ways that you're unaware of because the vulnerability is so embedded. This pattern can make you defensive and anticipation of your partner's criticism. You may have had one difficult experience or many and never want to be in that situation again. To protect yourself and avoid feeling judged, you might put up walls and shut down. Or in an attempt to fix the issue, you wind up denying yourself what you want or changing who you are. And even if your partners aren't being critical, you still might perceive them this way. You may not even let yourself be with someone who could potentially reject or diminish you. In this case, you may be the judgmental one, focused on your partner's deficiencies and finding that no one lives up to your standards. Regardless, this dynamic often makes you feel less than whole in many of your relationships. You might feel dedicated to making an exhausting relationship work despite all the issues. This dynamic could be toxic and you know you should leave, but it feels impossible to let go. This pattern creates a pressure motivating you to stay and work through the problem. You hold on to the idea that if you can just fix it, things will improve. But here's the truth. You're not going to catch a break and be rescued by a partner. This isn't your fault and you haven't done anything wrong. This struggle is a strategy to help you grow as a person. The intention is to work on finding wholeness inside of yourself, independent of a relationship. You'll continue to meet blocks and frustrations in all your relationships if your happiness is based on your partner or you feel incomplete without someone in your life. If you habitually change your mood or intentions based on a partner's behavior, then you're off track. Being that affected by someone isn't healthy. You are choosing partners who can be mirrors for you. They're reflecting back how you feel about yourself, making you aware of what needs to be addressed. If things are extreme and you are with a partner who actively undermines your confidence or refuses to acknowledge your feelings instead of trying to change their behavior, look within for the source of your frustrations. Confront why you've chosen someone incapable of supporting you and why you exhaustively hold out for a breakthrough. Don't get distracted by focusing on what they're doing. It's not about them. Look at your behavior and how it contributes to your sense of inferiority and lack of control. Don't punish yourself by staying out of guilt or obligation. You deserve to be happy. Embrace your unique and brilliant personality and learn to value your need for freedom. There is an unconventional and an eccentric side of you that needs to be recognized and owned. This part of you also needs plenty of space. Don't live in the shadow of someone you deem more brilliant and special than you already are. If you trust your current partner, tell them about this pattern in your life and why it's hard for you to let your guard down. By opening up, you can avoid blaming each other. You're probably going to have a longer journey to finding contentment in a relationship, so don't compare yourself to others or take this personally. You've done nothing wrong. Eventually, relationships will be more fulfilling and enjoyable because they won't be based on need. This part of your pattern, instead of feeling victimized by it, embrace it as part of your strength. Never define who you are by whom you're with, or let your happiness be based on what anyone else thinks, especially your partner. And there you go. There you go. At the end. No, but I was told to read that, and it may resonate with somebody that reads it. And like I said, I've told people before many times, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, that anything that resonates with you, take it. If some does, take it. If none does, don't. If you don't believe, don't. If you do, whatever. I'm not here to tell you what to do, what you should do. I'm not here to give you answers either, because I don't have the answers you do. You find the answers for yourself. I can't fix you. You can. Just same with me. I'm the only one that can fix myself. The only thing I'm doing here is giving out what I found out for myself. And I'm supposed to share that. So hopefully it helps someone. Great. But I was just talking about this with the relationships. I don't know why. Like I said, whenever I get told to do something, I'm just the messenger. So don't sit there and question it. I'm the messenger. I was told to read that. So, and now I'm going to go through this real quick because I was told to go through this and read something here. Oh, okay. Okay, so here's something you can do at home. I think I've done this in a previous, I've done this in the previous video, but we're gonna now do this on this. So if you haven't watched that one, here we go. We're gonna do this one again. So this is obviously this is about relationships. So if you're having issues with a relationship or worries, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you're gonna ask yourself, or write down, do you think whatever the person's name is that you're dating or seeing or whatever, do you think so and so would love you if, the first one is, if sex was not involved? Write that down and then answer that to yourself. You know, not me. And then do you think so and so would love you if you were your true self? You think so and so would love you if you stood your ground? Do you think so and so would love you if you lost a job? Do you think so and so would love you if you got unhealthy? Do you think so and so would love you if you asked for help? Do you think so and so would love you if you told your true feelings? You think so and so would love you if you were always opened up, communicating, and completely honest? Do you think so and so would love you if you gained weight? Do you think so and so would love you if you were not perfect? Do you think so and so would love you if, you know, you can write your own questions down and answer them? And that can go for anything. You can ask, do you think your job would, you know, if you're having issues with your career, do you think if you were able to do certain things that you wanted to do, would they be okay with that? Would they agree with that? Would they allow that? Ask yourself questions. Literally, this is the whole point. Ask yourself questions and be honest. If you need to write them, write them. If you need to speak it out loud, speak it out loud. You know, do what you need to do. If you need to call someone and get reassurance or just opinions or advice, call. Do what you need to do. But this is a time to be honest, and be honest with yourself, because that's the only way to go. It's the only way to go. And I had a whole nother spiel about this, but I don't have enough time to do that at this time. So I'll have to do another video. I'll have to do like part 2. I'll have to do a part 2 maybe later tonight or tomorrow, because I just don't have any more time. So at this time, I'm gonna end it here and think about what I said. And then I'm gonna have a part 2 coming out. So post this one, and part 2 is coming out maybe later tonight or tomorrow. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love and support of people who actually comment and support and message me too. So that's awesome. I honestly appreciate all of the love and support. I really do. It's nice. It's nice to know that me speaking my truth, me speaking out, even if it is a lot, even if it is too much, that it's helping people, and that's all that matters. That's all I care about. And it's being myself. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Love you guys. See you guys.